Hi everyone, welcome to Nestled and Vintage. Today I am going to be working on two projects. I picked two of these up over the weekend at the Dollar General store. They were originally $1, but they had a cart full of items that were buy one get one free. So I got two of these, so that made them 50 cents each. And I'm going to be doing a makeover on them today. And I also got two of these. They were originally $3 each. So they were on the buy one, get one free cart too. So they would be $1.50, $1.50 each. So I like them, but I think I'm going to give them a little bit of a makeover. So for the first one here, what I've done is I took off the wood little sign on here that says "Love Lives Here." And I cast a frames mold, I believe from the IOD Frames 2 mold. And because I wanted something to go vertically and not horizontally on here, I just thought it looked a little bit better. And so I'm going to go ahead and paint this mold. Sometimes I don't paint them, but for this I'm going to leave the background actually. I think the background looks really good for the spring. And I'll be covering up where I took off the little wood sign. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this, and then I'm going to glue it on. And then I will be decoupaging something in the little frame, and then doing a little bit of detailing around the outside of the frame. So I am going to turn on some music, and you can watch the Okay, so while the paint is drying on those two, I'm going to work on this project right here. This one's going to be pretty easy. I like the saying on here, and I do like the flowers, but I've been wanting to use this mold, the bird's nest mold from the new spring IOD release. And I just thought it fit really nicely on there. You can still see a little bit of the flowers, and you can see the butterfly, and you can still see the little saying right there. So this is going to be a quick and easy. I've already cast this mold, and I've used the air dry clay, the DOS air dry clay right there. And it has been setting for a couple of hours. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some of the Titebond wood glue, the original wood glue, on the back. It's a bigger mold, so when I'm using the bigger molds, I do like to use a glue like the Titebond wood glue. If I'm using a smaller mold, I do use my art glitter glue. So I use both. They're both good. But just for the smaller molds, I like the fine tip on the art glitter glue bottle, and it holds, that glue holds very well, and it dries very quickly. But yeah, I am just going to put this on here and let it dry. Okay, so our paint has dried on our little mold. frame. And what I'm going to do is I have some decoupage paper from, it's actually rice paper. It feels more like rice paper, decoupage paper from last year that has bunnies on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to decoupage that into the middle of the frame right here. I have taken my fingernail and kind of given me a guide to where I want to cut. I'm actually not going to cut it. I'm just going to tear it out. And hopefully I'm pretty close to where it needs to be. And I'm just going to tear this out. You can also use water with a little paintbrush, or I even have the little water paintbrush that has water in it. You can use that if you want to, but this is just a smaller little piece, so I thought I could just tear it out and it would be fine. So hopefully I got it close here. I might be able to take a little bit more off actually. So are you still doing your spring projects, your spring DIYs? Or are you all finished with your spring projects? I'm still working on mine. I enjoy the spring decor. It seems bright and cheerful, and I like the summertime too. I like all seasons, really, in different ways. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Dixie Belle Clear Coat in Flat to decoupage my little bunny on. I'm going to open this up and I will be right back. Okay, for our fourth piece that I got from the Dollar General, I went ahead and I painted it with a chalk paint, a Waverly plaster color chalk paint. And what I'm going to do is, I picked one of the transfers from the Lover of Flowers book from IOD. This was a last year release, I believe. I picked one about roses, and it was actually in the book, I believe, like this. And I thought my arch was at the top, so I wonder if I could just turn it around. I think it would be fine like that, and then put the words the opposite way. So we're going to see what that looks like. So this already has a top coat also of the Dixie Belle Clear Coat Flat. And I'm going to go ahead and transfer this on here. Going to place it as close to center as I can and still have room for my words. There'll be a little bit hanging over, but that's okay. You don't have to use all the little bits and pieces of your transfer, and you can cut them and arrange them that's pleasing for you or what works best for your project. So I am using the little transfer stick. So here are the finished projects. Let me know in the comments which is your favorite. I did put paper on the backs too, so the backs would look finished. And I added a little vintage stamp to that one. And there is the little bird's nest. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.